you're dealing with somebody that knows what it is. I'm being honest. A lot of ignorant people may not know what it is out there, but you're dealing with a man that knows what it is. I know what it is. So that's why when you first start approaching me, what's the first thing I tell you? You can remove your hand from the side of your pistol, because guess what? I make one move now, something happens.
My hand wasn't on my gun.
Yes, it was, and you removed it. You had it right here because you were ready in case anything happened. That's why I have to disarm you when the officer comes. And I asked you, can I get my recorder? So you don't think I'm pulling for something. But whatever the guy tells you on the phone, it was incorrect.
Let me explain something real quick. This is a non-issue, okay? Anytime anybody calls the county, you could call for anything. And we
have to respond. It's policy.
Yeah, but what did he respond saying to determine?
It was a dispute over feeding the
So
squirrel.
he made it seem like I was throwing rocks at him because that's what you said.
No. I spoke with him. Let me tell you.
So you tell me the recording to pick up what you said, that I was throwing rocks.
I'm not going to speak to that. What I'm saying is,
You're telling me
I've already
my
explained
recording
that
did
there's
not
no
say
crime.
that you mentioned that he said that I was throwing rocks.
yes. And
Exactly. So
squirrels.
he made it appear as if I was throwing rocks at him. You see what I'm saying?
I
And
didn't
that's
say
when
that,
he
but
misinterpreted. That's
I
a
didn't speak to
misrepresentation.
I've already explained that to you.
Hear me out.
Not even what he said, he did. Clearly, that's what he
Let me finish.
assumed.
Let me
But your
finish.
first thing is when he came over here is that he said that I was throwing rocks. Because if he would have said to you, no, we had a dispute about the squirrels eating, but he was throwing rocks at the squirrel to chase the squirrel, that's totally different.
You and I agree, but we're mangled in words. So we're on the same page, okay? No crime was committed. You're allowed to do what you did. He's allowed to do what he did, and that's the only reason we talk to you. Not because a crime was committed, not because of anything. The county policy says if someone calls police and we get dispatched, we have to show up. We spoke to both parties, determined, even before we walked up here, determined not a single crime was committed. It was simply for educational purposes, have a conversation about you're allowed to do what you did, he's allowed to do what he did, and that was it, and then we're going to leave. We didn't ask you for ID. Huh?
Think about the embarrassment. I'm just saying, look how this unfolds. The only poor big black guy around here, and you have 3 officers coming in here, 1 in plain, 2 in blue uniform, and the next one in hunter green. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here, and you know what? But I'm just saying, how does it look at me? Because I guarantee you, if it was a white individual, he wouldn't call the cops. He wouldn't.
I can't speak for that individual.
I can speak for it. The reason why is because of experience. I can speak on that.
I'm
I
truly
can
sorry.
speak on that on experience of 30-something years in this country. I can speak on it. That's coming from a community. I can speak on it. And I'm not cuckoo for cuckoo puff. That's how I know how to address y'all. Because a lot of people in my community don't know how to address the police officer and don't address how they write. Because I was once one of them. Not saying doing the wrong. I mean, even going on the construction site at my job. I get pulled over for, he allegedly was a tail light. I'm in my construction uniform, my construction truck. And the first thing my window rides down to is a 9mm in my face. And it was only a stop just for the legend, if I'm not mistaken, it's been a long time ago, a tail light out. And when I wound down the window, it's a 9mm in my face. Okay? You see what I'm saying? And people,
I already told you.
come on, this is not the first time people have done this. I'm sitting here, they call the cops to make up these accusations and make it appear as if I'm doing something wrong or something happened, just to start up stuff. Because now look at it. Because he made that phone call that was not even called for. You guys could have came here and something else could have unraveled here and I could have lost my life.
But
or I
it
could have
did,
been
okay?
ignorant.
But it did. It's
Officers,
just an educational moment.
if it's over, then we're done, right?
Right. We're just having a conversation.
Well, then I think the conversation's very productive. I think.
Something that you're trying to say, right? Even if he said you threw rocks at him, right? Even if that is what he said, we didn't address you as if that's what happened, right?
No.
Hold on, hear me out.
The way he addressed it.
Okay,
No, I
hear
just
me
came
out.
up, said hello, sir. And I asked you a
Just
couple
because
questions.
someone says
That's it.
something does not mean we're going to address
You got a phone?
it exactly like that, right? We have to come figure out what's going on. We found out that that's not what happened, and that's how we handle it, right?
You
So
found
he-
out, all I wanted to
So-
you found out that's not what happened. So
Right.
what did he tell you? That I threw rocks at him? Bang. Watch your argument. We found out that's not what happened. So
I'm
what he
saying-
told you is
Sir.
that I threw rocks at him.
I can't
You
speak for
guys,
you, but
just
you
then
understand that you did nothing wrong.
just leave. I'm sure you have better things to do right now.
Representing material
No
facts.
offense,
You
sir,
did
but this
nothing wrong.
doesn't.
He did nothing wrong. You understand
I
that?
got
In
my
your
answer.
report,
I'm a citizen. This does involve me.
Am I not making sense?
You're making sense to me.
Is there anything else we can help you out with?
Oh, I need your names and your cards and
Yeah,
stuff.
sure. I don't have a business card, but I can give you my name. You got a
Yeah.
pen?
No, go ahead and record it.
Okay, it's Officer Young, badge number 1606.
Murray 1584.
Ma'am? She got a card. Cool. Fantastic.
You can just place it right there, man.
I'll take one too.
I'll put it right again. Okay?
I'll take one too. Can I have
You're
it?
not involved in this right now, okay?
Can I have your card then?
Heard the other ones. My last name is Feden, okay?
Feden? Cool.
What department you guys from? What area?
Arlington, it's all on the card.
Yeah, they're county cops.
Good?
So what happened is, I came here earlier, right?
Do you want me to keep recording or not?
Yes.
Yeah?
I'm sure. I
Okay.
need the witnesses.
Hi.
Because we told on that camera as soon as we came
It's
out
so
of the car.
embarrassing.
Yeah, you've been working on your laptop.
Right. I come here every now and then. I set up in the park. It's a Corona thing. And I set up and I do my work here and stuff like that. So I arrived this morning, and subsequently, as soon as I arrived, a Caucasian male came. After I said that, he came and he said, over there. While he was sitting there was a squirrel right here. And the squirrel kept coming over, trying to get feed, for me to feed him. But what I noticed, let me backtrack a little bit, is the parks around here, as soon as you come, the squirrels, they start swarming you.
Yep.
Because people are feeding the squirrels.
Yep.
And that's why a lot of park areas when you go into, they tell you, don't feed the animals because,
Right.
look, they become a nuisance. There goes squirrel coming right now.
Right.
They become a nuisance to others who are not feeding them. So he comes over here, and next thing you know, there's a squirrel right here. While he's sitting there, he's throwing food, because he says he feeds them. When I turned around, there's something in instant said, turn around, there's like 15 squirrels around here. And I'm like, whoa!
Yeah.
And what I usually do, even when I'm at ball car park, I keep my gloves out and I'll pick up the rocks because I studied them. They know the rocks are not edible. So when they think you throw something at them, they think you're going to throw something edible. But when you throw the rocks, which they're accustomed to, they know by that point, I'm not feeding you if I'm throwing you rocks. And it always worked this amount of time, but they still come back, and then I have to just throw rocks at them to disperse them. And that's exactly what I did with all those squirrels that was coming here. I threw rocks to disperse them, and I threw rocks to disperse them. The guy got up, went over there by that rock, right there, the middle rock, I believe he said, and started feeding them over there. And then subsequently, he left after a few European people came through here with their dogs. You know the dogs like to chase the squirrels. And then subsequently, not too long after he went over there and sat on that middle rock right there, he left. And then I'll continue on. I didn't even pay him no mind. And I continue on sitting here working. And then I seen these three officers approaching me. I knew they was coming at me. Because it has to happen. That's what they do. When he's upset because I'm a melanated man and I got up and I stand up for myself and say something, there is a retaliation coming. And I knew most likely there's a retaliation coming. I've been in America for 35 years from Jamaica. I know how the system runs. I know how it runs. So as soon as he's approaching me now, the officer in the Hunter Green, as soon as he's approaching me, sir, his hand was all good. As soon as he starts approaching me, sir, can I speak to you for a second? I watch the body language first. The hand is on, his hand automatically moves up here now. And I disarm him. I said, you can remove your hand. It's not that serious. And obviously, coronavirus, keep your distance. He knows that. I didn't have to tell him that. And then he proceeds to tell me that the incident, he got a phone call from a guy, and I'm trying to ask him, well, what did the guy tell him? So I can find out if he gave you falsified information or not. So based upon the phone call after I interrogated them, what the guy called him and told them that I was throwing rocks at him. And that's what I got out of him. Am I not lying? Am I lying?
I got here when you were in the middle of the conversation with the cops.
And that's when I was able to interrogate him. I deal with this all the time. So I know how to ask the right questions to get the right answer out of them. And that's exactly what he did. That's why he couldn't say nothing afterward. Right, because that's what he did. Because he said after you guys came over, he said after they came over here, they found out that it wasn't what he said that occurred. And I say what he said that occurred, that I threw rocks at him. That's what he told you guys on the phone. And I said, you see, and this is why we get killed in our community, anywhere we go. Because people call and lie. We know what goes on in our community. And call the cops when it's not necessary because you're upset. Because the black man is the black man that. You understand? And I go through this on a regular basis.
I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah.
Because when we walked around, I said, he's been out here since I came. I've been making a circle, and he seems like he's just doing work. I was like, let me get my camera out because we're not doing this today.
Yeah. Because you know what it is, and it's so sad because what I'm actually working on right now is because I'm tired of what goes on here in this country. And we don't have lawyers to represent us.
My phone's gonna run out.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now
soon.
I'm even working on a discrimination lawsuit right now as we speak, because no lawyers want to take it. When I was denied a right to contract for goods and services, when they allow an Hispanic woman to go shop with her backpack in the store and tell me I can't shop with my backpack.